for this recipe, we are going to need some freshly chopped onions, some freshly chopped zucchini, and some freshly chopped green and red peppers, as pictured. I also have some fresh garlic cloves that I went ahead and minced, and I'm going to go ahead and set aside. I used about 4 total for this recipe. And I also had some chicken breast that I went ahead and cut into pieces and put in a bowl that I'm going to season. And I went ahead and seasoned my chicken with some paprika for color, garlic powder, Tony Chacheres, and onion powder. And I also added some slapia mamas and some freshly ground pepper. So you are going to want to get your cast iron skillet warm. So I used medium heat and I just added some extra virgin olive oil to it. Just enough to get the bottom of the pan covered. And here I'm just making sure that it's all covered, get the oil all the way around. Then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter. So now that I have a pretty good butter mixture down there, I'm going to go ahead and add the seasoned chicken to the pan. And as you can see, I like to season my chicken well. I particularly like to pay attention to seasonings whenever I am making sauces from scratch, or not using seasonings that might have a lot of salt in them added or that kind of thing. And I sped up this part a little bit because for the most part I'm just making sure that none of the chicken pieces are sticking to the bottom of the pan or overcooking. I did actually start to flip some of them. It's really important not to overcook the chicken because you don't want it to be dry. You still want these small pieces to be cooked well throughout and juicy. So you don't have to cook them really for too long because they are smaller pieces, obviously. So again, I'm just letting the chicken cook. I actually had to do 2 batches of chicken, so I'm about to start taking them out of the pan here soon, but you can see here how they have this nice golden color. They still look very, very juicy. I personally could eat these chicken breasts just like this, maybe just drizzle sauce on them. Didn't even have to add the veggies and all the extra stuff. It smells so good. So yeah, here I am actually picking up the pieces and going ahead and putting them on this plate that I'm going to set aside. I kind of am just looking at the chicken one by one, even though I'm going kind of quick here, because some chicken pieces can be cooked more than the others. And yes, I did lose a piece there. Just act like you guys didn't see that. I was just cooking for me and my boyfriend, so it's fine. And here I go adding the last couple pieces of chicken, and I had to leave a couple of pieces in there still because I wanted them to get a little bit more brown. And for the sake of time, I went ahead and cut out the rest of me cooking the rest of this chicken. But I went ahead and set the cooked chicken aside, and I got another pan out to make the veggies. So in my favorite large skillet, I went ahead and added some butter, and I allowed it to sizzle, and I also added some extra virgin olive oil. added some freshly chopped garlic. I actually used the rest of it here at this point. And cooked my green peppers and red peppers first because I like for them to be cooked the most. I don't like too much fresh taste from them in certain recipes, and this was one of them. I let those cook down pretty much and kept mixing them, and then I went ahead and added my zucchini in the mixture, and I just kept an eye out on my vegetables while they cooked and continued to mix them, just being careful that the zucchini didn't cook too much, but I personally like mine a little soft as well. So as you can see, this is about how much I let my peppers and zucchini cook, and then I went ahead and added the onions last, and I just mixed around the vegetables and kept an eye on them. Once I felt like my vegetables were pretty cooked, I went ahead and cleared a space to add some butter, and I'm just going to go ahead and add the chicken back into the pan and allow it to cook just for a little bit longer, really just to warm back up. While that butter was melting, in a small cup I went ahead and mixed some soy sauce and brown sugar. I also added a couple of seasonings, which were Slapia Mama, red pepper, and some Tony Chacheres. I also ended up adding some garlic pepper and a little squirt of Dijon mustard. And as you can see, my mixture isn't too thick. If yours happens to be thick, you can just add a little bit of water and just keep mixing. I recommend tasting it as well. So here's everything in the pan, and I'm going to go ahead and just season my vegetables with some Slap Your Mama, Tony Chacheres, and some garlic powder. Instead of garlic powder, I actually ended up using Adobo, as you see. Please excuse the sizzle, but it's looking pretty good already. I haven't added any sauce yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it on some heat and add the sauce and allow it to just cook in for a few more minutes. And this is pretty much the end of our dish. You can serve this over some rice and with some garlic bread if you'd like. And that's a wrap for this recipe video. This is your honey garlic chicken stir fry with rice recipe, or with whatever you serve it with. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.